Chelsea's Europa Conference League campaign truly takes off tonight as we host Belgian side KAA Gent in our first group game under the lights at Stamford Bridge. The Blues will be looking to get all 3 points, but who will start and how can we best our opponents in this match? Lads, lasses and the rest of the masses, welcome back to the lead-in. Let's go. So let's firstly set the scene and then we'll get into some predicted lineups. It's Chelsea versus Gent, a fixture that has never happened before competitively. So we can't rate our chances based on previous games, but it has been 29 years since a team from the Belgian First Division have beaten the Blues, with us winning 5 of our last 8 against Belgian sides. Let's briefly touch on our opponents first, then we'll talk about Chelsea's lineup. Gent are doing very well in the Belgian Pro League, sitting in 3rd place after 9 matches played, 5 wins, 1 draw and 3 losses. But it's their form in this competition that I want to talk about. Gent are one of the bigger names in the Conference League. They've been in the competition every year since its inception and have reached the knockouts every time, most impressively getting to the quarterfinals in the 2022-23 season before being beaten by eventual winners, fellow London club West Ham United. Though that wasn't their first rodeo against the London side either. They historically knocked Tottenham out of the Europa League in 2017 and will be looking to repeat that feat against us here. Let's take a look at their transfer business this summer. Firstly, their outgoings. They have lost a lot of their big names this last summer, including Julian Dessart, Hyun Suk Hong and Matthias Fernandez Pardo. However, they've put that gained revenue to good use, bringing in a few recognisable names: Cape Verde international Helio Varela, Belgian youth product Matthias Delorge, ex-Urawa Reds midfielder Atsuki Ito, ex-MK Don striker Max Dean, and most notably for me anyway, Andri Gudjohnsen. The Icelandic centre-forward is of course the second of Chelsea legend Ida Gudjohnsen's 3 footballing sons, with him returning to his birth city of London after bagging 3 goals and assists in 8 league games so far this season. So, that being said, let's take a look at the possible lineup for this Gent team and see what we will be up against. Firstly, let's talk absentees. The Buffaloes have a few players out. They'll be without the experienced Sven Kums, Andrew Hulseyer is a doubt, and new signing Eme Omba is still awaiting his first appearance due to injury. I'll be putting Walter Vranken's side into the 3-5-2 formation. They've used a lot of different systems so far this season, but this is why I expect they'll play against a strong side like Chelsea. First up in goal is going to be Davy Roof. As usual, there's not much more to add here, he's their number 1 and will start once again. The defence is a rather solid back 3, so starting on the right of the 3 centre-backs, it'll be Serbian Stefan Mitrovic. In the centre, I'd expect to see Japanese international Tsuyoshi Watanabe, and finally, finishing off this line on the left will be another name you might recognise, ex-Hertha Berlin defender Jordan Torunariga. Moving into the midfield, we'll start with the right wing-back. This will no doubt be the impressive Senegalese star Noah Fadiga, who already has 3 goals so far this season. In the centre will be a different configuration due to Kums' absence. On the right will be the aforementioned Atsuki Ito, in the centre will be Omri Gandelman, and lastly on the left will be another man I've already brought up, Matthias Delorge. Finishing off this midfield line, on the left will be ex-Derby fullback Archie Brown, who's on 2 assists so far this campaign. That leaves 2 spots for forwards left, and I expect this to be the partnership we saw used very successfully against Club Bruges, with Swiss winger Frank Surdes, who currently has 1 goal and 5 assists, being their leading assister, partnering the previously mentioned Max Dean, who will lead the line. That's just a brief look at what the team could look like. As I said, they have set up in numerous formations / lineups so far this season, so this could change drastically come later tonight. Now let's turn our attention to Chelsea and see what our lineup for this game could be. Once again, there's not too many absentees for this one. Reece James is still injured, and the only other absentees are players that aren't included in the UECL squad, notably Cole Palmer, Romeo Lavia, Ben Chilwell and Wesley Fofana. Apart from that, everyone is available for this one, so I'll be putting Enzo Maresca's Chelsea team in the 4-3-3 formation once again, with wholesale changes from our 4-2 thrashing of Brighton at the weekend. Starting with the goalkeeper, I'm going to be putting in Philip Jurgensen. He'll rotate in for the non-Premier League games as ever, and I'd like to suggest that this would be a tougher test for him than he's had in the past. For the back 4, it's going to be returning to our second choice defence, so starting at right back I'm going to be putting in Axel Disasi, though admittedly I personally would prefer to see Josh Acheampong. For the centre-back partnership, it's a return to the duo of Tosin Adarabioyo and Benoit Badiashile in the right and left centre-back spots respectively. Finally, over on the left will be the ever-impressive Renato Vega. Moving into the midfield, this is going back to a similar setup to what we saw versus Barrow. Starting with the holding role, it's going to be another shift here for the man who did the press conference yesterday, Cesare Catade. In the more advanced midfield roles, it's a no-brainer really. Joao Felix starts alongside Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall after the Portuguese had a great showing last time he started. Ahead of them in the attacking roles, speaking of Portuguese stars, on the right will of course be Pedro Neto, who got his first goal last time he started and will be hoping to get another here. Opposite him it's going to be Misha Mudryk, who had a pretty good game as well versus Barrow, so let's hope he's able to here too. Finally, up top will be Christopher Nkunku. He's no slouch when it comes to scoring in European competitions, and after his hat-trick versus Barrow, he'll be trying to up his tally once again here, as he leads the line. Apart from that, I think this is a solid team and perfectly capable of beating Gent, and we'll talk about how in a little bit. But before we do, it's time for today's comment question of the day, so answer me this. Would you consider Chelsea not winning this trophy to be a failure or not, and why? Let me know in the comments down below with QOTD at the start as always, and I'll heart my favourite answers. Now let's take a look at how Chelsea can navigate this game tactically and see how we can beat the Buffaloes in this game. But before that, I just wanted to ask you guys to follow me on my other socials, the main one being my Twitter or X. Over 18,000 of you subscribe to me on this channel, but only 400 of you follow me over there. If everyone that's watching this video could follow me over there, we could easily hit over 1,000 on that account, I believe. I live tweet every single Chelsea game, and I'm also allowed to be a bit more unfiltered over there, so you're missing out. Also, if you like shorter content, I do have a TikTok too. I've been recently posting some teasers on my YouTube shorts, but the full videos will be on my TikTok, and that's where I'll be kind of doing more fun, less analytical and a bit more jokey things and or rants, so for that type of content you can go see me over there. I appreciate you guys as always and hope to see you guys over on those other platforms too. Now let's get back to the video. Alright, so here we have the team, and as always let's move this into the formation that we'll actually play in game. Instead of this 4 at the back, we'll move into a more traditional 3 at the back system, kind of matching up with Gent in a way as they play their own 3 at the back system. Now we usually invert one of our fullbacks whilst we do this, and in this case it's of course going to be Renato Vega. He's going to be the man who inverts from this left back position and joining Casadei in the holding role. We'll see Tosin occupy this central role, Disasi play in this right-sided role, and Benoit Badiashile, the left footer, play on the left. Now we get to see Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall and Felix play as these advanced midfielders, and we get the box that we usually see, and in this game I think we will actually see a pure box. I'm not expecting much of a rotation here, though we may see Casadei get a bit more brave and move forward a little bit more when we are in possession if we've got a lot of dominance of the ball. I think from his comments in the press conference, he's going to be more utilised as a holding midfielder, and he kind of talked about his role as this deeper midfielder in that press conference. So though we could possibly see something like this with Casadei pushing up a bit more and Vega occupying this 6 role, with Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall being the left-sided 8 and him being the right-sided 8 and Felix being this little 10 behind, and we kind of see how Felix likes to get up and support Nkunku. We kind of saw that in the Barrow game, which has had a very similar setup to this. I don't think we'll see that much. I think that because of the lack of defensive capabilities of these two, I would suggest that they would play in a partnership for the majority of the game, and we kind of get to see these two pushing up and playing as the 2 10s or 2 8s as we kind of often see. Obviously Nkunku playing as this false 9, or well, he plays as a 9 but he is a false 9, and then we have the 2 wingers that'll be trying to get up as far as they can. Now let's talk about Gent first, because I think that the way that they set up in this game is going to be very interesting. Now I have set them out in this 3-5-2 because they have played numerous different formations this season. From what I can gather, they've played 3-4-3s, they've played 3-4-1-2s, which I think they probably will do here. They usually push this central midfield player into a more 10 position when they are going up the pitch, and we get to see this in this like 3-4-1-2. But it's kind of the same as a 3-5-2, to be honest. And they've also played 4 at the back formations. Now, I don't think that they will play a 4 at the back formation against us, simply because we are a much bigger side and they know that they are going to be forfeiting possession. Now, I'm basing the majority of my analysis of this Gent team off of the way that they performed against Club Bruges. Now, they were a very tough opponent, they were a very dominant opponent, Club Bruges, and they set up in this really, really pragmatic 3-5-2 formation, or again, kind of the 3-4-1-2 with the central player moving up when he needed to. And they, for the most part, sat back and countered in a 5-3-2, so the 2 wing backs would drop really deep and they would stack this the box with the with the centre backs, and they'd be really, really narrow and really, really hard to break down. And obviously they had the two players out here for the out ball. Now the man who plays on the left will be Max Dean, and he's the striker. He likes making runs in behind, and he's obviously a good target man as well, where they try and play the ball up to him from when they win possession. And then the other man on this side is actually naturally a winger, so he will usually move into the wider channels and kind of occupy this space whilst Max occupies the central roles. So that's something we'll have to watch out for if we do see them in this system. We'll have to wait and see whether they go like this with a 2 up top, or if they play the 3-4-3, which they can do. They've obviously got a lot of wingers in the side, so they could do that with Dean or Johnson up top as well. And we'll have to be wary of those counterattacks when they do happen. Now, I'll put on screen here the stats of that Club Brugge game, and you kind of get to see what we saw in that game. There was a lot of shots from Club Brugge, not a lot of shots from our opponents here, Gent, and they still made it work. They still won that game 4-2 despite having very limited shots. And that performance kind of exemplifies some of their strengths, and we'll highlight that, some of their strengths and some of their weaknesses right here. Firstly, the danger areas for them are 100% down the wings. The two wing backs, as it were, for them, or fullbacks when they play as a 4, are very, very dangerous going forward. They're also very, very capable going backwards, and we will see when they get spells of possession, we will see the team kind of move more into a traditional 3 at the back system rather than a 5 at the back system, with obviously this player occupying the 10. We have the 2 holding midfielders here, and they do have the option when they get the ball with their centre backs, for example, to play these balls out wide into these areas. And obviously with us playing a bit more of a narrow formation, we'd have to drop one of our wingers back to counteract this, or bring one of our central midfielders over to cover this side, for example. We'll have to be wary of that. They are very dangerous from these areas, and obviously they can get high up the pitch and put balls into the box. And obviously with a good centre forward, when they put the balls into the box from these wide areas, they can obviously cause us issues. As well as that, they are also very, very direct. We've been talking about this quite a lot recently with some of the teams that we've been facing. I think that Gent are another very good direct football side. They don't always like to pass it around the back. Sometimes they just decide, you know what, we'll play it to one of our centre backs and we'll play it into the channel, play it really deep, and see if we can make something happen. They don't like to hang around too much on the ball, and we've kind of seen from previous games so far this season that when they do actually try and play possession and try and navigate the ball around in the back areas, they have actually kind of made mistakes whilst doing that, especially against sides that like to press very heavily like we do. So I think they'll probably opt against this. They'll probably see how high we press. And now this setup we do have with Neto, Mudryk and Cuckoo isn't the greatest pressing side. Obviously when we usually have Jackson, Palmer, Madueke and Sancho, they are a bit more heavy on the press. Sancho less so, but they're a bit more heavy on the press, so maybe they'll feel confident enough to play the ball around, but I don't think they will. For the most part, I think they're going to try and unlock us as quickly as possible, win the second balls, really. I think that's kind of what they want to do, play the ball long to one of the forwards, whichever one is here. Maybe they play 2 strikers, they don't play the winger here, but I'm not sure. If they do this, regardless, they are going to be trying to win the second ball. So that's one thing we're going to have to look out for in this. We're going to have to win the second ball, and I think that the way that we work in midfield is going to be able to do that. However, one of the other strengths I wanted to highlight is their energy in midfield, especially these 2 central midfield players. They have Ito and Delorge. Those 2 like to put themselves about, especially Ito. He is very, very quick, likes to snap into tackles, likes to put himself about. If they are winning the second balls and we're kind of being a bit lazy, we know obviously Kinnan, Dewsbury Hall and Felix can be a bit lackadaisical at times. They don't always put the effort in to get back. They're not the first choice midfielders here, obviously. And if they do get pressed on the ball and they do lose things, they will obviously have opportunities to get the ball into their more creative midfielders and then play through the lines there. Obviously, they are, as I said before, they are very, very good at being direct. And another thing they're very, very good at doing is getting in behind. And once they are in behind and they get these opportunities, the thing which is very impressive that I kind of noticed about them, and you can tell from the stats from that game that I put up on the screen earlier, and I'll put it up again here, is how clinical they are when they get into these forward positions. They have very little shots in the game, but they still managed to get 4 goals, obviously one of them being an own goal, but that was still from a very good cross from the right hand side. And they just, as I said, they're very, very, they do not waste their chances very much. So if we can limit the amount of chances they get, they will still be able to punish us if we are giving them opportunities. We need to completely shut them out to well, completely shut them out and not let them get into the game. I will touch on some of their weaknesses too. The thing which I have noticed is that their forward press is a little half-hearted and not completely balls to the walls, as it were. We see a lot of teams nowadays being really, really high press with their forward pressure. We do it obviously with Jackson, as I highlighted earlier. Gent don't really do this that much. They kind of like to press you slightly so you move the ball, but they don't really like to push up really high and try and push themselves out of position. They are a team that likes to kind of sit in their position and stay comfortable in their formation and ask you the question of, can you break us down, rather than give you the option to just play around them. So that's something they might regret doing if they don't put the foot on the gas against us. We will probably be able to pass it around them quite quickly, so I think it's a bit of a damned if they do, damned if they don't situation in that regard, where if they press us really quickly, we'll probably be able to play it around them, but if they give us time on the ball, we'll also be able to pick out passes. We know how good our centre-backs are at playing those direct passes, especially someone like Tosin in the centre, who can obviously play the direct ball through the lines to either one of our midfielders or Nkunku, who can drop deep. If they give us the time on the ball, we can do that, and obviously from these areas, when we are on the kind of slight transition whilst they have the players up the field, we can cause more problems going forward, which kind of goes hand in hand with the second weakness I wanted to talk about here, is that they do at times like to play a high line when they get the ball, and it's not really a high line because they're trying to put pressure on. It's just a bit of their defenders being kind of lazy in a way, and their positioning being a bit lackadaisical. They sometimes will leave their centre-backs up here without much reason to. They don't like commit fully up high the pitch like we've seen from Spurs and teams like that. They kind of just sit high, and what this obviously does is it creates the massive space in behind where they can be exposed in behind with balls from obviously from midfield into these areas or into channels. So if they get the ball played, for example, out into this wide area, Mudryk is probably going to feast if they do this. I don't think they would do this very often against us, because I think that they will sit back like we kind of saw in the Club Brugge game. But even in that Club Brugge game, we saw Club Brugge able to open up this defence by playing direct balls over the top or around the corner into the wing areas, because they left this space for them despite them not having as much possession. So they like to push up high, as I kind of spoke about, but they don't really intensely press. They kind of move their team up the pitch and kind of just leave them there. And on the complete opposite scale of that is when they are defending deep and they get the balls into or get their formation really set into this 5 at the back system, obviously with the 3 in midfield here to cover and the 2 forwards. What this does is it just invites so much pressure, and obviously they were able to deal with this pressure for the most part against Club Brugge, but against us I don't think it's going to work. Now we kind of have to do what we did against Barrow against this Gent team, where we kind of have to show them things that they don't see very often. We need to be very tricky, very technical, be superior with our technique as well as our effort, I would suggest. So obviously we saw in that Barrow game, we saw the little scoop pass from Felix, we saw the back heels from Nkunku, we saw the free kick that hits the post and goes in off the keeper, things like that. We just need to show that quality that we have inside, and obviously we are playing an entirely rotated side, but even so, even though we're playing a completely different 11, it is not too exaggerating to say that our first 11 in this rotated side is still better than our opponents, and if we're going quality for quality, player for player, so we should be able to outclass them in that regard. And I think that's another thing, we just need to put in a professional performance, not let them kind of bully us, and show that we are the superior side. How we can do that is something that I kind of talk about a lot, and it's creating the 1v1s, right? We always talk about creating the 1v1s out wide. It's what the system is designed to do. Against this system with the 5 at the back, it's kind of difficult to do, but if we can catch them with their fullbacks high up the pitch, obviously if they've been on attack, we can obviously isolate the centre-backs. This is kind of the situation we want to be getting into. We want to be getting into situations where Neto or Mudryk have the ball and are able to drive towards goal with the centre-back marking them. And obviously this right-hand side I think is going to be very particularly interesting, because they have an older player here, he's 34, Mitrovic. They might have Watanabe on this right hand side and him central to kind of cover for this, but for the most part he's kind of played on this right hand side at times. So if they do this, I think this is going to be a very interesting duel to observe. I think Mudryk will get the better of him. We kind of saw in the Barrow game him driving at players, going to the byline, cutting balls across, and he was very impressive in that game, and hopefully he can do a similar thing here. Obviously Neto, again, is going to be doing similar things, but he's more of a player that will like to not only drive and go to the byline, but also cut inside and try and get shots off, and if we can kind of see him do that, then hopefully we can get some goals that way. Obviously, in order to do that, we need to create the 1v1 in the first place. We catch them off guard if they've got the players up here, or if one of the midfielders, for example, just steps out of position to press a player like Felix on the ball, and they get to play the ball in. Then we get that scenario again where we get this 1v1. And not just that, but we also want to see, obviously, Nkunku up against this central centre back and occupying him, and maybe occupying another midfielder as well. We kind of see that they'll probably double up on him. We know how good he is in the box, and if we can get the ball to Nkunku in the box, as I often say, he's very clinical in the box. We will get goals here. I do reckon he'll get a few goals in this game. I think he'll be the one to start off the scoring, so hopefully he can continue to add to his goal tally. Now, the other thing I kind of want to talk about is something we saw in the Brighton game, actually, and we saw it against Barrow as well, but I just want to kind of talk about the 1-2s and the way that we can unlock stubborn defenses like this by playing quick passes. Now, I often say that the way that you kind of unlock these stubborn low block defenses is by moving the ball quickly and not giving them time to adjust when the ball goes to the other side. We'll need to keep switching it from side to side and hope that we can get the ball out to our creative players before the players can kind of shift across and correct their positioning. And one of the things we can do to kind of open up teams is that very particular 1-2 type pass. We saw it with Sancho and Enzo when Sancho won the penalty in the Brighton game, where it's just that simple 1-2 that goes into the box where we can kind of move our winger into these areas, and this always causes problems because this midfielder will obviously try and press whoever's in this left 8, as it were. The fullback will obviously try and track Mudryk if he's going this way, and it leaves this player kind of stranded in a way because he can't really step out and make the challenge just in case the ball goes behind him and he gives up his position, so he can't really do that. But he also can't really sit here because Mudryk will obviously get the ball in the box, and then once he's in the box you can't challenge him because you'll just give away a penalty. So it kind of puts the centre backs under pressure, and just being able to get the ball into the box in general is going to be one of our better options here. The well-timed passes into the box, like we saw versus Barrow, like the little scoop pass, like the obviously the other threaded passes that we saw for Mudryk from Kinnan Dewsbury Hall, that we saw him playing in behind, those types of things, they will be able to unlock this defense. I think that's the thing we kind of have to do, is just be making those incisive passes, because that's the thing that's going to catch out teams like this. It's not all the trickery, it's not the lumping the ball into the box and hoping, it's specifically very deliberate passing, and I think that's kind of what we're going to have to do in this game. But not only that, of course, we have to talk about defensive situations. We will have to defend solidly and give ourselves the platform to do this. Now, as I kind of spoke about, we'll expect a lot of direct passing from Gent here. We'll expect a lot of passing from the centre backs, and for the most part, every single one of these players in this back 5 and back 6, if we include Jurgensen, are very, very tall. We have Vega, who's 6'3", we have Badiashile, who's 6'4", we have Disasi, who's about 6'4", Tosin, who's about 6'4", 6'5", Cassidy, who is for some reason listed at 6'1", on various different sources, but he is clearly much taller than that. I think that's a very outdated stat. He's about the same height as Badiashile. From what you can kind of see, he's a little bit smaller than Badiashile. I think Badiashile is our tallest outfielder, and he's very tall as well. And they've, of course, I always say it, these two are very, very good at winning their aerial duels. I think if they are playing those long over-the-top balls all game, we're going to be able to deal with them very quickly and very efficiently. The only thing I fear is that if they are given the ball in these kind of half-space areas, when they get the ball up to one of their strikers or whatever, and they have the ball to feet and they can kind of run into the box, those one-on-one defending situations, we obviously do have a rotated backline, so maybe that'll cause us some issues, but for the most part, I don't think that'll be much of an issue. I think we just need to professionally defend, as we kind of expect to see from a Chelsea side. And also just start fast. I think we've been doing that recently quite a lot. We start fast, and not only that, but once we get the goals and we start get an early goal like we have been doing, to stay on top and continue to get more goals whilst we are on top. One thing that we've really struggled to do last season, which we've kind of seen improve this season, is the fact that we do not let teams off the hook very much. We have been battering teams in terms of scoring multiple goals when we are on top. We'll need to do that again, and hopefully we can see a lot more goals in this game. We can get all 3 points and get our Europa Conference League campaign off to a banging start with another victory here tonight. For a score prediction, I'm going to be predicting another victory for Chelsea, as the momentum we've built continues to snowball. I'm going for a 3-0 result, with Christopher Nkunku getting another 2 goals, and Misha Mudryk getting his first of the season. We'll have to wait until the game to see if any of my predictions are correct, and as always, I'll be live streaming immediately after the game with Feeling Blue to review the match, so make sure you come through if you are able. But if you can't wait until then, YouTube reckons you'll enjoy one of these 2 videos on screen in the meantime. Thank you guys so much for watching as ever, and remember, in the rain or in the dry, keep that blue flag flying high. Come on, you Blues.